From Keene in the Shire, the Liberty Media capital of the world, this is Daryl W. Perry, host of FPP Radio News for Friday, July 21st, 2017. Silver is trading at $16.48 per ounce. Gold is valued at $1,249 per ounce. Bitcoin is trading at 3.7 cents, and the average price of Bitcoin is $2,750. Antiwar.com reports while visiting the Pentagon on Thursday, President Trump gave the impression that the U.S. might hold off on any further escalations of the Afghan war, saying he believes we're doing very well against the Islamic State, and that might have the U.S. waiting longer on deciding troop levels. The Islamic State affiliate in Afghanistan is, of course, not historically what has driven troop decisions in the 16-year occupation of Afghanistan. Rather, the U.S. fight against the Taliban has been the focus, and the Taliban's mounting gains had many Pentagon hawks arguing for escalation. President Trump already delegated the authority to send up to 3,900 more troops to Afghanistan to Defense Secretary James Mattis. The recent comments out of the Pentagon had pointed to the U.S. using that as a stopgap, then trying to convince Trump to send even more troops. Wednesday's full security cabinet meeting may be changing that, and Trump appears less convinced than ever on the merits of the escalation in Afghanistan. The cabinet is seen as sharply divided on the matter, mostly on whether the war is even conceivably winnable at this point. When you hear the word lobbyist, you probably think about greedy corporations, but not all lobbyists are the same. Some are fighting for the freedoms you hold dear. Liberty Lobby LLC is doing just that in New Hampshire, working hard to represent you, not some special interest group. You can help by going to libertylobby.info, where your contribution will give us the tools we need to ensure that your voice is heard. Visit libertylobby.info today to find out more. UPI reports the Minneapolis police chief made her first public appearance Thursday since the fatal shooting of an unarmed Australian woman, Justine Damond, and said she did not have to die. Minneapolis Police Chief Janie Harteau said during a press conference, based on the publicly released information from the Bureau of Criminal Apprehension, BCA, this should not have happened. On our squad cars, you will find words to protect with courage and serve with compassion. That did not happen. She continued, I believe the actions in question go against who we are as a department, how we train, and the expectations we have for our officers. These were the actions and judgments of one individual. Harteau also addressed the fact that neither of the officers involved in the shooting had their body cameras on during the incident. She said, my expectation is that our policy is followed. Based on the information the BCA released and without additional information as to why the cameras weren't on, it's my belief that the body cameras should have been activated. Damond was fatally shot in the abdomen by police officer Mohammed Noor on July 15th. She had called 911 to report a possible rape in the alley behind her house minutes before Noor and partner Matthew Harity arrived. Harity told the BCA, which is investigating the shooting at the request of the Minneapolis Police Department, that he and Noor heard a loud noise before Noor fired his gun as he sat in the passenger seat of the squad car. The bullet from his gun struck Damond in the abdomen and she died moments later. For nearly 40 years, Roberts & Roberts Brokerage has been a trusted source for buying and selling precious metals like gold and silver. They also take Bitcoin for precious metal purchases and have permanently removed the minimum purchase amount for all orders paid in the digital currency. Call Roberts & Roberts today for knowledgeable advice on buying and selling precious metals and a forward-thinking approach to new technologies. 800-874-9760 or visit online at rrbi.co. Reuters reports a federal judge on Thursday refused to revisit a court order that blocks President Donald Trump's administration from carrying out a policy designed to threaten the granting of federal funds to so-called sanctuary cities. U.S. District Judge William Orrick III in San Francisco ruled that a recent memo from the DOJ that appeared to narrow the scope of Trump's executive order on sanctuary cities did not remove the need for a court-ordered injunction. Orrick wrote that the memo is not binding and the Attorney General can revoke it at any time. A Department of Justice spokeswoman could not immediately be reached for comment. Trump issued the order in January, shortly after he was inaugurated, directing that funding be slashed to all jurisdictions that refuse to comply with a statute that requires a local government to share information with U.S. immigration authorities. After Trump issued the sanctuary city executive order, California's Santa Clara County, which includes the city of San Jose and several smaller Silicon Valley communities, sued, saying the executive order was unconstitutional. San Francisco filed a similar lawsuit. This has been FPP Radio News, online at fppradio.com.